It might be 1992, but we're still not free of baseball. However, this marks the end of the Kyuukyoku Harikiri Stadium series on the Famicom. Taito's had the third-place baseball series for a while, and for this final outing they chose to not compete with Namco's Famista at all. Instead, this one's based on the National High School Baseball Tournament. That tournament is one of the biggest sporting events of the year in Japan. The tournament is referred to as Koshien, which is actually the stadium where it's played, which is also the home stadium for the Hanshin Tigers, though since the stadium was built for the high school tournaments, they get priority over the professional team. There's actually 2 tournaments held every year, the lesser one in spring and the major one in the summer, and to win Kyuukyoku Harikiri Koshien, you have to win both tournaments. There are around 100 high schools represented in the game, and while they don't use the players from 1992, the teams are populated with alumni from the schools that went on to play professionally. Having all those teams in there might have been a balm to some players as well, since 2 of the teams in the Famicom game were ejected from the spring tournament that year, which was occurring right when the game was released. One was kicked out because a player assaulted a faculty member, and the other was kicked out because a player was caught smoking. The action on the field is about what you'd expect. Hit A to throw a pitch and you can guide it a little bit. Down is a fastball, up is a slider. When you're at the plate you can maneuver around the batting box and hold A to swing. There's a trick to fielding though, and it's one that I think is positive. Your fielders will do about 90% of the work themselves. As long as you don't touch the D-pad, they'll do a pretty good job of getting underneath any pop flies. They might not be quite perfect, but it's close enough. Then you have to decide where they'll throw the ball after they get it. There's a very full-featured edit mode in the game, and players are rated on a scale of 0 to 4 in 6 stats: batting skill, batting power, running, pitching power, and left and right control for throwing curves. Teams are built on 3,000 points and are theoretically balanced, though as you might expect there are some that are better than others. Apparently these stats are only used for multiplayer games. Against the computer, everyone plays the same. Something brought over from previous Kyuukyoku Harikiri games is Nessen power, or fierce power. You have 80 points of it, and it's used for doing super moves. Typically you'll hold down A to activate it, so you can throw 3 different types of super pitches from the mound that make it very difficult for someone to bat, and as a batter you can charge up to do a super swing. It costs more to do this with players that are in their 2nd year of high school than those that are in their 3rd year, so there is a little bit of strategy behind its use. The first match you play in the tournament mode is your district championship against another team that's found in the same prefecture. You'll want to use up all of your power in that battle, because when you get to Koshien, you get all of it back. But after that, you have to worry about conserving it. There are 4 tournament rounds, and you only get 8 points back between games. So you'll want to use it, but you have to be careful. Also, in the 2 matches I played, the opposing team didn't use these abilities at all, so they might be ways for you to get an advantage over the computer. A fun thing about the tournament mode is that it supports any number of players. Well, any number up to the number of people who will be in the tournament. Progress is automatically saved after every game, and so you and 40 of your closest friends could pass the cartridge around, everyone only playing their game, and find out who's the best. Kyuukyoku Harikiri Koshien is regarded in Japan as the best high school baseball game on the Famicom, which admittedly there isn't much competition for, but there were 3 other games that involved Koshien. I doubt that anything is going to make me enjoy a baseball game, but there really isn't anything significantly wrong with Kyuukyoku Harikiri Koshien. The action on the field is fine, it's just exactly what you'd expect. The Nessen power gives the game an extra twist, and if you wanted to play through all the way to the ending, it's a 13-game commitment rather than the minimum of 30 that you see in a lot of other baseball games. At this point, I'd probably play it over any of the Famista games at least. There's more going on here.